Harper Audio presents My Father's Wives by Mike Greenberg, performed by Andy Paris. Everything I do in my life I do for Stacy, Nikki, and Stephen. So this book is for them, as always. And as it is a book about fathers and sons, it is dedicated to my dad, Arnold, with all of my love. Just accept as fact that everyone of any emotional importance to you is related to everyone else of any emotional importance to you. These relationships need not extend to blood, of course, but the people who change your life emotionally. All those people from different places, from different times, spanning many wholly unrelated coincidences, are nonetheless related. John Irving, Trying to Save Piggy Sneed. I've been struck by lightning several times. 3, to be exact. Once in high school, once in college, the last time afterward. None of them was my wife, by the way. You don't marry the girl who strikes you like lightning, because that doesn't last forever, and you never know what you might be left with when it wears away. I assume it goes without saying I'm not being literal about the lightning. I mean it the way they did in The Godfather, when Michael first sees Apollonia, Italian countryside, exotic beauty who doesn't speak your language. That's the woman who hits you like lightning. But you don't marry her, because life isn't in the Italian countryside. Life is back in New York, where your brother is riddled with bullets under a toll booth, and the girl you've fallen so hard for can't drive and doesn't speak English. Good luck with that. So I didn't marry any of the women who struck me like lightning. The first was when I was 17. Her name was Tabitha, and she came to my high school after being kicked out of boarding school for sleeping with a teacher. She was gorgeous. Flaming red hair and green eyes, and furthermore, she was almost entirely unsupervised, coming and going as she pleased in a chauffeured limousine. She was a year behind me in school, but light years ahead in every other way. Long story short, there was a biology class. There were frogs floating stiffly in formaldehyde. She couldn't bear the smell. I dissected hers, and the next thing I knew we were having sex in the back of her car. It was in that limousine, with my school pants about my knees, that I first felt the lightning. The second time struck a year later. I was a freshman at college, and fell hard for a blonde senior named Alyssa, who happened to be engaged to a medical student who lived hundreds of miles away. Alyssa toyed with me for much of the year, flirting, leading me on, allowing me to kiss her occasionally, no doubt driven by loneliness for her man, and the pleasure she took in the way I worshipped her. Whatever the reason, I didn't really mind. I found her so fabulous I was just happy to be around. Toward the end of the year, I was invited by a sorority sister of Alyssa's to their formal dance, and I accepted, even though I knew Alyssa and Phil would be there. I wanted to see them together, to put closure to it for myself. The party was in the ballroom of a hotel, and several of the girls took a suite upstairs, away from the glaring eye of the university-designated chaperones. I was on a couch in the center of the suite, drinking Heineken from a bottle, while Alyssa seemed fidgety and sad and somewhat sloppily drunk. Then, it happened. When her fiancé got up to use the bathroom, Alyssa was quickly in my face, her nose an inch from mine. Her eyes were stunning. I can still picture them, vivid aquamarine, and despite her drunkenness, there wasn't a streak of red. I could smell the alcohol on her breath, too, sweet and fruity, as though she'd been drinking margaritas rather than the beer we had in the suite. "Am I making you uncomfortable?" she asked breathily. "Absolutely," I stammered. It was the opposite of what I meant to say, but I don't think she was listening. She just stayed like...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?